Hey, what's going on? This is Andre from AndreSanders.net. Dealing with people never stops. This is something I picked up from one of Robert Kiyosaki's latest podcasts. But that statement really is true. It never stops as far as you dealing with people. Doesn't matter what part of life when it comes to when you're working with people, whether you are a small business owner, big business owner, you're in sports, you're in job to your in church, your communities, local communities, whatever. You deal with people in all sorts of way. It's unfortunate that the people that are usually talking about as far as having to deal with maybe certain people, whatever that certain you want to categorize that or label that or whatever. They're the ones that really, if they want to just really expand more so to, like, just say, if you're a small business owner, you want to really expand to a big business owner, you got to learn how to deal with different types of people. And something that also Kiyosaki mentioned as well in this same podcast is, how do you deal with people, let's say they're a lawyer, they're an accountant, they might be a supervisor that you work under. You see what I'm saying? Something that personally I think when it comes down to, it might sound simple. It comes back to that thought Jim Rohn mentioned many years ago, as far as working harder on yourself than you do your job. One thing I'm going to be biased here. One thing I've always appreciated being in the home-based business profession, and this is also true as well, is really personal development disguised as an opportunity. When let's say if you are in that profession, home-based business profession, if you choose to go to those events, company events, regional events, whatever, maybe weekly events, maybe even if you have one online, whatever. The point is, you're hanging around like those like-minded people. So if you do have to pay to go out there to that event, guess what? You're really still putting an investment down on yourself as far as going out there connecting with people. And that's the beauty of it, as far as learning to connect with people of all walks of life. Because again, being that profession, you deal with people of all walks of life, whether it be nationally or worldwide. That's just the way it is. And the same thing in life in general. If you're married, you definitely understand this. If you have kids, you definitely understand this. Even if you're in a relationship, you understand this. It doesn't matter. Parents, dealing with parents, cousins, relatives, whatever. My point is, you're dealing with people from all walks of life. And other than just sitting down complaining about it, why not, again, just come down to looking at the person in the mirror as far as like, okay, what can I do to be better? You see what I'm saying? Other than worry about some other person's problems, this relative's problems, it happens. Life goes on. It's also, sometimes the unfortunate part as far as how do you deal with the loss of a loved one, of a relative, a family, a relative, of maybe a close friend. See what I'm saying? You deal with people of all types, but the thing is, it comes down to also something I also remember listening to what Kiyosaki said a past audio years ago, as far as being bigger than those problems. As far as if it is an issue with maybe people or whoever, again, like I said, that quote-unquote certain that you want to label that as, this comes down to just choosing to be bigger than that problem. And then once you learn to overcome that, guess what? Who knows? It might be you'll be able to better approach somebody down the road. And again, this comes down to this, this choosing to just really just working with that person and just sit back and complain about it, and then also just really work on yourself as well. Because sometimes what goes on in between the ears, other than us really worried about somebody else. So something I just want to leave you with, because again, this is part of life. Dealing with people of all walks of life and young or old. So if you gotten value for what we shared here, I'd love to read your comments below. Or like I said, this video. That being said, I'll see you in the next video.